Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Akpara of Vestibula Designs. Thank you so much for joining me today. In today's video, we are going to be sewing this beautiful off-shoulder bustier. If this sounds like what you would love to learn, then let's get right into it. So I've gone ahead to transfer to fabric. You see, this is the center front. I added ½ inch here. I added ½ inch at the end. I added ½ inch at the top. That's sewing allowance. I added ½ inch by the side there, and I added, this is the side, so I added 2 inches. You can add as much as you want. I added 2 inches by the side. I added ½ inch up, ½ inch by the side, ½ inch down. This is the side back. I added 2 inches just the way I added here. I added ½ inch here. I added ½ inch. Then this is the center back. I added 1 inch for zipper allowance. So I added ½ inch below. So I went ahead to cut the same thing for my lining. You can see I did the same thing. I cut my lining piece, and I also cut my stay for both my lining and for my fashion fabric. You see it, I did the same thing for every piece, everything. Like I cut both lining and stay for both the lining and the fashion fabric. I also went ahead to cut my breast pad that I'm going to use. This is a medium weight breast pad. It's very good. You can use it. It gives you perfect cup. So this is what I'm going to be using to pad. This is for the center front and this is for the side. So that's exactly what I did. So I'll go ahead and press it. I'll press it, then I will show you how to couple them together. Okay guys, so we are on the sewing machine now. So you see, I've pressed my wording on it. I've pressed it, and my hairstay, I pressed my hairstay. This is hairstay and this is wording, so I pressed it on it. I did the same thing for my lining piece, but the lining piece I didn't put wording breast pad. I didn't put it on my lining piece. So start joining now. So one of the tip I want to talk to you about when joining is, when you start joining, make sure you start from down. Don't start joining from the up. Don't start joining from here. That's wrong. Start joining from the down parts. And when you are joining, make sure that you sew exactly the allowance that you put. Exactly. If it's ½ inch that you put, make sure you sew ½ inch. If it's 0.75 inch you put, make sure you sew 0.75 inch. So one of the guide I will show you, don't say it's beginners that do that. No, mark it so that when you are sewing, your ½ inch will be ½ inch. Just mark ½ inch just for a guide, so that when you are sewing, you will not over sew or sew less. Do you get my point? Just make sure you mark it. That's one of the trick I use. I don't say because I've been sewing for how many years I will not mark it. I'll mark ½ inch, so that by the time I'm sewing, my ½ inch is ½ inch, and you see that it will come out better. Down here, then you start sewing. So you see the way I'm easing this one into the lower one. Please don't be in a hurry when you are sewing bustier. Just be going gently and make sure they are equal. You see it. Make sure you are sewing on the allowance that you left. Be easing it. When you get to the top, you see that they will match. If you do the right thing, you will see that it will match. You can see it's matching at the top here, and you can see our bust coming out. You see it. You can see it's looking beautiful already. So I'm going to do for this other part. I'm going to sew for this other part too. I'm going to turn it and start sewing like so too. Make sure it's aligning there. Start sewing. sure it's matching. Make sure you are sewing on the allowance that you left. Just be easing it in. See it? Be easing it in. That's just it. And be conscious of this part. Let it match. When you get to the end, you see it. When you know it's matching, you don't need to pull it again. You can see it's matching. See this one too, it's matching. So by the time you bring out your cup, you can see how beautiful the cup is sitting already. You can see it. You can see the cup sitting very beautiful. See it? Okay, so this is the back piece. This is center back. This is the side back. This is the side back. This is center back. This is side back. So I'm going to start sewing. I'll sew like this. Then I'll sew this one too like this. You see it? I'll sew like this. I'll sew like this. So I'll keep this aside. Let's start to this one. So this other part, so you can see the back is ready and the front too is ready. This is the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my pressing table. I'm going to notch here. I'm just going to notch the underbust to release the tension there. I'm just going to notch it. Make sure you don't notch into your seam. So just notch your underbust. So I'm just going to notch my underbust so that you can relax. So you see, this is how it should look. So I'm going to go to I'm going to do the same thing, this exact thing that I did here. I'm going to do it for my lining. This is my lining fabric. I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did here, both front and back. I'll do it for my lining piece. Then I'll go to my pressing table. I'll open up my seam. Like so, and I'll press it. I'll press both the back, even the front. I'll use my tailor's ham. I'll put my tailor's ham under. This is what is called a tailor's ham. So I'm going to put my tailor's ham under, and I'm going to open my seam, and I'm going to press it. Okay guys, so I finished pressing it. So see, I opened my seam and I pressed it. So you can see it looking beautiful. See the cup sitting pretty. With this, you don't need a bra. Just you can rock it without a bra and it to sit pretty on you. So this is the fashion fabric. Then this is the lining part. So you see, I did the same thing. I opened my seam, I pressed it, and this is it. This is the front for the lining. Then this is the back. Then this is the back for the lining. I also pressed it. This is the back for the fashion fabric. I also pressed it. You can see it. So I'm just going to go ahead now and turn it. I'm going to turn the front with the neckline. I'm going to place it like this, and I'm going to put hemming gum. Let me show you what hemming gum looks like. Okay, this is an hemming gum. So when I'm sewing it, I'm going to put hemming gum on it like so that by the time I sew it and turn it and press it, it will stick to each other. The lining will not be coming out of the neckline. So I'm just going to sew only the neckline. I'll come back to show you. Then I'll sew the neckline for the back too. I'll place it on each other like this. I'll sew the neckline. I'll put my hemming gum too. I'll sew the neckline, only the neckline, and I'll come back to show you guys. Okay guys, so I am done turning the front. You see, I've turned it with lining. I've turned the neckline with the lining. Hope you can see it. See it? I've turned the neckline. So this is the lining, this is the inside. You see it? So this is the front. So this is the back. I turned the neckline too for the back. You see it? And I use a gather stitch to hold down the zipper area, because we're losing it later to put the zip. So now I want to get a very neat finishing on the inside, so that's why I did it like this. So now what the next thing I'm going to do is to join the sides. So now I want to join the sides, so I'm just going to take it in like so, and I'll place them together like so. I'll place them together and I'll shape. I'll pull my measurements. I'll place them together and I'll take my measurements. I'll remove this part. I'll not measure the lining part. I'll remove the lining part. Then I'll place them. I'll make sure I'm stretching it out. Then I'll take my measurements. My bust is 35. So I'll take my measurement. I'll just place 35. When I'm measuring, I'll make sure I'm stretching it out. Whatever your waist is, you mark it. Then whatever allowance that is remaining, you share it into two and put it. So after sewing, taking your measurement for the fashion fabric, because this is the fashion fabric, we have removed the lining. We didn't sew both the lining and the fashion fabric together. We are doing it separately. So after sewing it like this, then you now come to the lining part like this. You place it also like this, and you measure, and you put in your measurement too. You put in your measurement and you sew it down. That's exactly what you will do. So I'll do it and I'll come back to show you what it looks like. Let me go to my table so I can do it very well. So see what we have. I've marked it and I've sewn it. I sew both the fashion fabric and the lining piece. You see, after I sewed the fashion fabric, I went ahead to sew the lining piece. So you see, this is what you should have. Then you will turn it. You know, I closed this place with gather stitch, a temporary stitch. So what we'll do next is just to turn it to the right side, so that we'll see what we have. So after turning it, this is what we'll have. So you see, this is our off shoulder bustier. I'm just going to press it. Okay, before I turn it, I'll go to my ironing table. I'll open my seam and press it. When I'm pressing it, I'll fold this place in a triangular form. This is the down part. I'll do the same with the armhole too. When I'm pressing it on the armhole too, this is the armhole. I'll press it on a triangular form like this, both for the fabric and the lining, so that by the time I'm joining my sleeve, I'll not sew into my allowance, even the down part too, so that when I'm sewing my peplum, because this is a peplum blouse. So this tutorial is just to show you how to pad your bustier, how to draft sew your bustier. So we have done that. You can see it. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So you can attach your sleeve. This will bring us to the end of this tutorial. I'll fix my sleeve, I'll fix my peplum, and I'll show you the final outcome. But this is just the process of making an off-shoulder bustier. You can see it that is so easy. please, when you are doing yours, just do it carefully, follow the steps that I took, and yours too will come out perfectly like this. You can see, you will see me rocking it. I'll show you, I'll send pictures and videos of me rocking it, rocking the final product. I'll just, what is remaining is just to add my sleeve, add my zipper. I'll open up this zipper allowance and I'll add my zipper. I'll add my peplon to it, and you'll see the final product when I'm done. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.